Hello and welcome again to Story Stash. I'm your host Duncan, and these are some of my stories I've written. Today I'm reading from my book Ghost Whisperer, and this is chapter 30. So let's get started. Chapter 30. I'm sorry to disturb you. I mean you no harm. My name is Maya. I'm a naiad or water spirit. Hello, Maya. You startled us with your entrance, said Ed. Hey, Ed, I can hear it too, said Ellen. That's because I wanted you to hear me. Aren't you the medicine man and his woman? Ed looked at Ellen, who nodded. Yes, that's us. You found us, said Ed. Good. I came seeking your help. You have a reputation for helping spirits and mortals alike. Cool. We've got a reputation, said Ellen. How did you learn of us? I learned from a bobcat, Tulutsi. He said you helped him communicate with his daughter. Yes, that's correct. How can we help you? I live in a lake a few miles east of here. Someone dumped a body in my lake and I need you to remove it. Okay, I'll need more directions to the lake. Humans call it Lake Sammamish. I'll show you where to find the body once you arrive. I'll need to bring help. It would probably be tomorrow. Naturally. Excuse me, Maya. How did you find us? Asked Ellen. I can travel between bodies of water. I could sense you in this pool, so I came here. Now I'll return to my lake. Her form swirled and sank down into the surface and was gone. Ed, I don't feel like swimming anymore. Me neither. This isn't as private as I thought. Let's get changed. I have to call Officer Ure. They changed and reunited in the family room. Ed sat on the sofa and called Officer Ure. Hello, Ed. Officer Ure, I have a tip for a body hidden in a lake Sammamish. Can you get a dive team there tomorrow? Sure. I can pull a few strings. Will you be there? It's an enormous lake. I'll need your help. Of course. I'll guide you to the location. Be at the south end of the lake, Tibbetts Beach, by 10 a.m. I'll see you then. Will do. Ed ended the call. He wondered who the deceased was, or if their ghost was nearby. Ed turned to Ellen. We're going to meet Officer Ure at the lake tomorrow morning. Woohoo! The next morning, Ed awoke in the plush bedroom at Ellen's and now his mansion. Ed got up and showered and dressed. Then he left to find Ellen. Naturally, she was in the family room. Good morning, Ellen, he said. Ed walked towards the coffee pot. Wait, I need my morning hug. Sorry. Ed changed course towards the sofa. Ellen stood and they hugged. That's better. I enjoy our closeness. Now you can have your coffee. Ed poured himself a cup of the delicious coffee. You know this is the best coffee, said Ed. I believe they import it specially, but Seattle is known for its coffee, as long as you like it. I love it. Good. Ellen liked to hear him use the L word. Ed sat beside her on the sofa. So, we must arrive at the lake by 10 a.m. I assume you're coming. Of course, we're a team. Would you be okay if we rode in the SUV? Sure. Around 10 a.m., Ed and Ellen and her security detail stood on the beach. A police boat arrived and pulled up to the beach. Officer Ure and several officers, 2 in diving gear, were there. I'm sorry, we only have room for Ed, said Officer Ure. That's okay, said Ellen. I'll wait here. Ed, don't take too long. Ed nodded and climbed into the police boat. So, which way? Asked Officer Ure. Perhaps we could go north a little. The spirit told me they'd meet me here and give directions. The boat travelled north. Ed noticed a speck in the sky that was rapidly approaching them. Can I borrow your binoculars, please? Asked Ed. Ure handed him a pair of binoculars, and he discovered an eagle approaching them. I think it's Wombly the eagle. Cool. Is he the spirit we're looking for? No, that's a water spirit. Soon, Wombly landed on the gunwale, the side of the boat. Hello, Ed. I was passing and I saw you. What's new? I'm here to meet Maya, the water spirit. She'll tell me where there's a body hidden in the lake, said Ed. Okay. The eagle scanned the water's surface. I see something over there. Have the boat turn to starboard about 20 degrees. Officer Ure, please have the boat steer about 20 degrees to starboard. Okay, medicine man, said Ure with a chuckle. Up ahead they saw water swirling. As they approached, Ed saw the familiar torso of Maya. Welcome, Ed. Have your divers look down below here. Okay. Officer Ure, please send your divers down here, said Ed. Officer Ure informed the divers, who soon rolled backwards out of the boat. Ed sat in the boat with Officer Ure. Hey, Ed, I'm going to move on. Take care, said Wombly. Okay, until we meet again. Wombly launched into the air and flew off. You know, Ed, you're amazing, guided by an eagle and a water spirit. I find it equally amazing. I'm just a software engineer, and I never expected this life. Soon, a diver returned to the surface holding a rope. The body was weighted down with rocks. Once we release it, we can pull it up with this. He handed the rope to Officer Ure, who secured it to a cleat. Once the divers were back inside the boat, they pulled on the rope. A corpse floated to the surface, wrapped in a tarp. They made quick work of pulling it aboard. Thank you, Ed. I sense much evil in that body. I'm glad you helped me remove it, said Maya. You're welcome, Maya. Maya swirled and sank below the surface. Officer Ure gave the order, and the boat steered back south. We'll drop you off and return to the boat ramp. Thank you for helping discover this body. I'll keep your name off the records. I appreciate that, officer. Sara floated through the wall of the haunted bar. It didn't take her long to find Stephanie. Hello, I'm Sara. Are you Stephanie? Ed asked me to come see you, asked Sara. I remember I talked with Ed. He sent you to see me? Yes, he suggested you died recently. I'm here to check in on you. Yes, I died recently, but I can't recall the details of what happened. Okay, how long have you been a ghost? I'm not sure. Time seems different now I'm a ghost. I'm sure you're aware of that. Well, we don't get any older. We're trying to work out when you died. And how does that help me? They're searching for missing persons. If they know when you died, they can figure out who you were. I'm sorry I can't help you much. No worries. Have you tried to leave this building? Asked Sara. I can't seem to leave. It's like I'm trapped here. That sometimes happens if your remains are on the premises. I need to search for them. Can I help? Sure. Check all the rooms, especially the locked ones. Check the basement. He lets no one go there, said Stephanie. Let's go there first. The two ghosts descended through the floor. The boat dropped Ed off on the beach and sped away. Ed walked over to the SUV and got inside. All done? Asked Ellen. Yes, they've got the body. Case closed for us. Awesome. Time to go home. The SUV drove back to the mansion and stopped out front. Ed and Ellen exited the vehicle and walked hand in hand inside. Ed, dear, I have something to show you, said Ellen. Okay. She led him through various corridors toward the back of the mansion. They stopped outside a door. This is a storage room. I had all your belongings from the apartment brought here. Ellen opened the door and switched on a light inside. Ed stared at all his furniture and boxes of things. Wow, that was quick. There was no reason to delay. They cleaned up your empty apartment, and you got your full security deposit back. Ellen handed Ed a check from the landlord. Thank you. They also ended your cable and utilities and paid the cancellation fees. You're free. Wow, I don't know what to say. If you're more comfortable with your own bed, we can have them swapped around. No, I'm fine. This is amazing, said Ed. I have some very efficient staff. They like to show me how efficient they are. It's amazing. I'm so grateful to you for all this. Soon I'll pay you rent. I can sign over this security deposit to begin with. You don't get it, do you? I don't need your money. I want you with me, and I want to deepen our relationship. Oh, you mean... Ellen interrupted or answered his question with a kiss. A minute later they pulled back. I'd like that too, but I never meant to push you into something. My attorney will prepare a prenup, of course. Okay, I mean I'm not after you for your money. I know that, dear. Let's go and have some lunch. Ellen took Ed by the hand and led him outside to a patio. There was a table prepared for two. Nearby, two staff worked a barbecue. I thought the weather was warm enough that we could eat outdoors. I hope you like barbecue, she asked. Sure, that would be awesome. They sat down to eat. One of the staff took their beverage order. If there's a specific cuisine or beverage you like, I can arrange it. Money has its privileges. This is fine. If I have a craving for anything, I'll let you know. Good. I was thinking, now that we're deepening our relationship, you must meet my sister and her daughter, said Ed. Excellent. It's your sister Kate and her daughter Ellie, right? You did your research on me. Once I knew you were the one, my investigators prepared a report. It's standard practice, so please don't get upset. Oh no, I'm okay with it. I'm glad you know about me and my family. Kate and Ellie are all I have. How about we invite them over for a pool party? We can have various toys and have a table of kid-friendly snacks. That's a great idea. Why don't you call Katie and invite her this weekend? Ed took out his phone and called Katie. Hello, Ed. Hello, sis. Do you have a moment to talk? I have news, said Ed. Sure, go ahead. I'm getting engaged to a wonderful lady. As Ed said this, Ellen beamed a huge smile. Woohoo! Way to go, bro! Anyway, I'd like you and Ellie to meet her. Can you make time this weekend? Sure. Wild horses couldn't keep me away. Ellen reached out for Ed's phone, which he handed over to her. Hello, Kate. This is Ellen. We'd like to invite you over to our place this weekend for a pool party. Dress casual and bring bathing suits. I have various inflatables and toys for Ellie. Ed sipped on his drink while Ellen and Katie exchanged details. Ellen ended the call and handed the phone back to Ed. Staff placed plates of salad and barbecue on the table in front of them. They made themselves scarce. This looks delicious, said Ed. You know, for us to get engaged, we should get a ring. We'll have to work within my budget as far as rings go. Fine with me, she said. Then we should go ring shopping. After lunch, that is. Joey the Beast Barbagallo was in his lair, dealing with business and counting his ill-gotten gains, when a henchman approached. Hey boss, I got news for you, said the henchman. You'd better have good news. Do you know what happened to your predecessor? It's news, boss. I don't know as you'll like it, but I'm thinking you'd want to hear it rather than not. And I don't want to hide news from you. Okay, tell me your news. The cops found that former associate of ours that was sleeping with the fishes. So soon? Did somebody squeal about us? We've got us a rat? No, boss. We got word from one of the cop divers. They had some kind of medicine man. He says the spirits told him where to find the body. Really? I don't believe that. Find out who squealed. Get me that medicine man. I want answers. Yes, boss. The henchman scurried away. Ed and Ellen went ring shopping. They took the SUV into town with her security detail. Soon they pulled up outside a high-end jeweler. Ed, Ellen, and a security guard entered the store. The guard stood just inside the door and talked with the store security. Ellen took Ed's hand and pulled him towards a display filled with rings. Too bad we sold all those diamonds. We might have used one, said Ellen. Well, our loss is the trust's gain. Right, that money can help a lot of worthy causes. Ellen was on a mission, searching through the displays. She was keen to get engaged today. In your research, did you find the balance of my savings account? He asked. Well, that's my budget. It'll clear me out, but I won't go into debt. I can save up again. So you're going all in? Yes, dear. Okay, if you're sure. I'm sure. Ellen gave Ed a big hug and kissed him in front of the display. At first surprised, Ed soon kissed up a storm with Ellen. A few moments later they heard a loud ahem. Sorry to interrupt you two, but how may I be of service today? Said a salesperson. Ed and Ellen separated and turned to the salesperson standing behind the display. We'd like to look at engagement rings, said Ellen. And your budget? Ellen quoted the exact number of his savings account balance. Ed wondered what strings she'd pulled to get that information. But that's our upper limit. I'm sure you can work within it, said Ellen. Naturally. Ed stood quietly while Ellen tried on various rings. He nodded or smiled at all the right times. This was her moment, and he understood. Finally, they came to the one. It cost over 80% of his life savings. Ed took a breath, but otherwise kept his cool. The salesperson measured her finger and took the ring to get it sized for her. Suddenly, the ghost of Sara arrived. Ed, I found Stephanie's remains. She was murdered, said Sara. Ed looked at Sara and gestured to Ellen. Oh, wait, you're buying her a ring? Said Sara. Ed nodded, hoping others ignored him, looking into space. So you figured it out. Congratulations, Ed. Ellen looked at Ed. Is it Sara? She asked. Yes, she has news. We'll have to take this conversation back home, said Ed. Ellen nodded. Soon, Ed drained his savings account while Ellen stood admiring the ring on her finger. The salesperson congratulated Ellen and praised Ed for his excellent investment. Okay, we can go home now, said Ellen. Ed, I'll meet you there, said Sara. She floated out through the window and ascended into the sky. Ed and Ellen and their security guard left the jeweler's store and got into the SUV. The SUV drove off. In the back seat, Ellen alternated between looking at her ring and kissing Ed. She was delirious. Ed missed the chance to inform her about Sara's news. The security guards in the front were used to ignoring whatever happened in the back seat. They kept their vigilance outwards for potential threats. The SUV arrived at the mansion and stopped out front. Ed and Ellen exited the vehicle and walked hand in hand inside. Ellen was practically floating. Once they arrived at the family room, Sara was there, waiting. Ellen, Sara is here, said Ed. Welcome, Sara. Ellen was at ease talking with ghosts she could neither see nor hear. Ed, please tell her thank you and congratulations. Ellen, Sara says thank you and congratulations. Thank you. Look at this, said Ellen. She held out her ring for Sara to admire. Ed, as a ghost, I see a lot of death and darkness. I see a lot of failed dreams. This is something precious, and you should treasure it. Life is fleeting. I know, as I died before I ever got to find someone. I'm rooting for you two. Thank you, Sara. I treasure it. Ellen, Sara said she's rooting for us. Aw, thank you, Sara. I think I should call Officer Ure about the remains at the bar, said Ed. Perhaps he can find reasonable grounds for a warrant. Ed took his phone and called Officer Ure. Hello, Ed. I've another tip about the remains of a murdered woman. You've been busy recently. Do you have details? Just a moment. Sara, where did you find the remains? They're in a chest freezer in the basement of that bar. Stephanie confirmed it's her body. The body is in a chest freezer in the basement of a bar downtown. Ed gave him the name and address of the bar. Her first name is Stephanie. I don't have a last name. That's tricky to show probable cause for a search warrant. Leave it with me and I'll see what I can do. Thank you. The call ended and Ed turned to face Sara. He said to leave it with him. The police have various tricks to get a warrant. They might do an unscheduled health inspection. We've done all we can. Not quite, said Ellen. She looked up from her laptop. I've got a response from a private investigator. He's got 2 matches from missing persons, both within a few years back. We could go ask her. Perhaps it will jog her memory, asked Ed. Best to stay out of it. Let the cops handle it. You can pass on the information to your contact, but you need to keep safe. Ellen, Sara advises we stay out of it. I agree. I don't want to lose you, especially now, she said, holding up her left hand for emphasis. Once again, we've come to the end of the chapter. That was chapter 30. Next episode, we have chapter 31. The mob boss sends henchmen to track down Ed. Kate and Ellie visit them for a pool party. So, stay tuned to next episode. See you then.